When it comes to strategy, some ideas are truly timeless. And then there are the ones that are, well, they're downright terrifying. Today, we're going to dig into one of the most famous and infamous books ever written on the topic. Yep, we're talking about Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power. And we're not just scratching the surface. We are going deep on one of its most brutal, most uncompromising principles. I'm talking about Law 15. So let's just get right to it. This law forces us to ask a really uncomfortable question. Is mercy ever a mistake? I mean, a strategic mistake. According to this book, the answer isn't just yes, it's a loud, resounding, and frankly, kind of terrifying yes. Okay, so to really get why the answer is yes, we have to look at what the book calls the danger of half measures. Think of it like this. It's a strategic trap that's just waiting for you the second a battle is only partially won. All right, just imagine this for a second. You've just scored a huge victory against a rival. They are down, but they're not totally out. So what do? You're at a crossroads. Do you show a little mercy, offer a hand, and try to reconcile? Well, the book argues that this path, the one that seems so noble, is actually a trap that could lead to your complete and utter downfall. So, why is mercy so dangerous? According to Greene, it's all about the psychology of the person you just beat. It's about those tiny embers of revenge that you leave behind just waiting to smolder. On one side, you've got what you hope will happen. You're thinking, okay, they'll be grateful, we can reconcile, we'll finally have some peace. But what the law predicts is way, way darker. Your mercy, they see it as weakness, and it just leads to embitterment. They're not thinking about reconciliation. Oh no, they're just biding their time. And the final outcome? It's not peace. It's the inevitability of revenge. The book is crystal clear on this. A spared enemy doesn't learn a lesson. They just become more determined. And all of this, it brings us right to the main event, the law itself. And let me tell you, it is direct, it is absolutely ruthless, and there is zero room for misunderstanding. Law 15, crush your enemy. Totally. Yep. The core idea is simple. If you get into a conflict, you have to see it through to the absolute final end. Because anything less, the book warns, is just a recipe for your own future disaster. And look, the book's official judgment on this law pulls absolutely no punches. It says, and I quote, "All great leaders since Moses have known that a feared enemy must be crushed completely." And the logic behind it? It's brutal. More is lost through stopping halfway than through total annihilation. The thinking is that enemy who survives, they're just going to live to fight another day, but this time with a whole new level of hatred and desire for vengeance. So to really hammer this point home, the book gives us this incredibly powerful and honestly tragic historical example. It's the story of two huge rivals in 20th century China and one single fatal mistake. All right, so let's break this down. Back in the 1930s, you have Chiang Kai-shek, and he has Mao Zedong's communist forces completely on the ropes. I mean, they were nearly wiped out. But then, in 1937, Japan invades. So Chiang makes this huge decision. He stops going after the communists, thinking, they're no longer a threat. That right there, that was his half measure. And while Chiang was busy fighting the Japanese, what did Mao's forces do? They didn't just survive, they recovered, they regrouped, and they grew immensely powerful. Fast forward to 1949, and the tables haven't just turned, they've been completely flipped. Mao crushes Chiang, totally, forcing him and his entire regime to flee to Taiwan. I mean, this story illustrates the law's brutal logic perfectly. From the book's point of view, Chiang's choice to stop halfway, you could call it strategic mercy, was the direct cause of his downfall. And Mao? Well, he learned that lesson the hard way and applied it himself, achieving his total victory through, you guessed it, total annihilation. Okay, so if mercy is a trap, then what is the path to real security? The book lays out a really clear, and I gotta say, pretty chilling strategy for what it considers a final, lasting peace. The solution it gives is totally uncompromising. Step 1, allow them no options. Don't even think about negotiating, that's a sign of weakness. Step 2, control their territory. Take away any physical space they could use to recover. And finally, maybe the most important part, annihilate their hope. The goal isn't just to beat them physically, it's to crush them in spirit. So the very idea of getting revenge just dies. So here's the bottom line. According to the logic of the 48 Laws of Power, real, lasting security doesn't come from signing a treaty or shaking hands. No, it comes from the complete, total annihilation of the threat. Anything less than that is basically just sending an invitation for the whole fight to start up again, probably when you least expect it.
And that leaves us with one last kind of provocative thought to chew on. Look, this law was clearly written with kings and epic battles in mind, right? But what about today? In our world, a world of business competition, career moves, and social rivalries, not literal war, what does total victory even mean? That's definitely something to think about.